Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk natural gas again. We're having an update show today. I want to talk about /NG and I want to talk about UGAZ and I want to talk about the current spike in natural gas. What's happening, why is it spiking, and where are we going in the next couple of days? So to rewind a little bit, we had Hurricane Dorian, and Hurricane Dorian's path was unknown for a little while. There were some questions about whether or not it was going to head to the east and the north, or was it going to veer west and work its way into the Gulf. So with these concerns, what happened with, I know specifically Chevron, I just read an article on Reuters, they had evacuated non-essential staff, and so natural gas production, oil production, everything was kind of in question as to whether or not it was going to decrease. Now, if that happens, that's going to send the price of natural gas higher. So that was the concern everyone had, and you can see it reflected in the price. We'll get into the charts in a minute, but you can see /NG, which is the natural gas futures, popped up sharply over the last couple trading sessions, and that's a direct reflection of Hurricane Dorian, the fact that they were evacuating non-essential staff from natural gas production sites, and not knowing the overall path of Hurricane Dorian. So now that it's Saturday, September 7th, we know that Dorian is now moving up towards Nova Scotia. It should hit in that area tonight. It's ravaged everything along its path, and now things will probably settle back down. But the concern that I'm reading when looking through different articles, it's saying that we're unsure about what's to come next. Hurricane season goes until November 30th, so that's a big window of time where more hurricanes can come up into the Gulf, send natural gas prices higher because production may slow. This has confused a lot of people because we did have overall growth in storage this week on Thursday with the natural gas report. So when you get more storage, typically we'll see lower prices, but in this case with the hurricane, prices pushed higher. Now the way I like to combine technical analysis with some fundamental analysis is, yes, what's happening with the hurricane is affecting fundamentals of production and storage, but then once that catalyst happens, all the traders are then looking at technical levels as well, making their bets on, what is a support level, what is a resistance level. So I like to blend the two. I don't like to go just fundamentals or just technical analysis. If you can bring the two together, you can get a really good feel for what may be happening moving forward. So we had our catalyst. Dorian came through, prices have risen, we've broken out of the previous downtrending pattern, we're questioning a reversal, but now what we're waiting for is that pullback. Now that could happen with Dorian being gone now. If we get that pullback, then we gotta be watching carefully for the bounce with the move higher. If we get the bounce or we get the pullback, you got to be careful that it's going to settle back into that downtrend because now there's no catalyst for natural gas prices to go higher. But if traders see that come down to that support level and they decide, let's go ahead and trade that higher, there could be a bounce of the move higher and we could start to get into that reversed uptrend. Now we're in that time of year where we're going from lots of cooling degree days to heating degree days. And what those are just the amount of days we need to be cooling buildings with natural gas versus the number of days that we need to be heating buildings with natural gas. So I'm going to link an article below on what a cooling degree day is, and it's also the same as a heating degree day. So Investopedia has a great article, and I'll link that below so you can have that information. So in this video, I just want to get into basically one thing, and that is this big support level I've found. And I'm watching it closely because now as Dorian has left, as the price comes back down into our pullback, which I anticipate will probably happen over the next couple of days, we'll get that pullback down. Once we settle on this support level I've found, it's crucial to see if we get that bounce. If we get the bounce and the break higher, I'm going to be bullish on natural gas moving forward. If we don't, we got to be very careful because it could slip right back into that pattern and continue downtrending until we fully transition into more heating degree days as the weather gets cooler. Or on the flip side, another hurricane comes in. So we got a lot of stuff to watch and I'm going to continue to be updating you guys. But right now I just want to jump into the charts, show you that support level, show you what I'm seeing, and we'll go from there. So stick around. Well, Well, first of all, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like the content, hit that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We'd love for you to be part of the Taking Trades family. So I've got a chart on /NG, which is the natural gas futures. We've got it up on the daily chart, and I'm zoomed out so you can see everything. And I know you can see right now that purple line that I've drawn as a support level. And I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in a little. And what you can see is we have been watching, if you've been following the channel at all, or you've been watching the last few episodes, you've noticed we've just been bouncing back and forth and just trending down in this channel. And I'm just really quick going to draw the top of the channel back in just because it's nice to be able to see it. So if this is kind of the top of our channel, we had seen that we had this breakout with a pause and then a really nice rip with a pause, and then we ripped again. Now, Dorian is definitely playing a role, and I appreciate the subscriber who reached out to me and said, you know, we've got to take into consideration Dorian, and this was last week. So doing research and learning about how Dorian is having an effect on natural gas has been really enlightening for me, and I can clearly see that it has created this catalyst that we can all see right here. But now that the catalyst has been created and Dorian has moved on from natural gas production sites, now it's left to traders who watch technical levels to kind of see, where are we going to trade this? If we get a pullback, you know, where are we going to bounce? Are we just going to plummet back down and slip back into this channel, or are we going to continue higher? Who knows? But the one thing that I've found, and I'm really interested in it, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, is this solid line at the 2.23 level, or you could call it close to 2.25. So you can see I drew these bubbles in here, and then all these touches in here, a breakdown with a rejection. So we had support, support, then resistance, resistance again and again and again, again and again, and then a break. So my thought process on this is I'm not going to touch natural gas to the long side until I get some kind of pullback back in this neighborhood around the 2.229 or 2.23 level for me personally. I want to see what it's going to do in this area. And if it does bounce and we start to get a move higher, that's going to be where I might be looking to get in. Now, ultimately, seeing a bounce with a move higher above 2.5 would be ideal, but it's so extended now that we could have a couple little pullbacks as we migrate back down to this level. So we're going to have to get back to this level and then reevaluate what's the higher high and what's the higher low moving forward. So things have gotten really complicated with this big spike, with Dorian playing a big role in that. And the concern is, or the thought process here is, if we do get a nice pullback, one thing that I would watch for is the next hurricane to come through. If we get another hurricane and we are in a pullback scenario, that's going to be a time to go long, because if they reduce work staff and they evacuate workers from natural gas, production's going to fall. And if we have pulled back and a hurricane comes in and production goes down, prices of natural gas are going to spike again. So it might be a swing trade for a few days moving forward. Now, obviously, we don't want another hurricane to come through because that's devastating for the region. But if it does happen, it's going to cause prices to go back up. So we got to be aware of it. And ideally being aware of it if we're anywhere near the support level. So I'm going to be watching the 2.23 level as it's had many touches. This is not the only way to analyze these futures. Technical analysis is part of the equation, but in my opinion, it's a combination of fundamentals, news, and technical analysis. So Dorian plus this support level could equal some interesting stuff in natural gas moving forward. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are. Let me know if you're long on this right now. Also, comment and tell me if you're going to wait for the pullback, and let me know if you see this pullback, if you think that this is a support level. Let me know if you see that, and we're going to be back at it on Monday. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that thumbs up button. Glad you stopped by the channel, and we'll see you Monday.